Hello, Internet, and welcome to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us.
If it's your first time joining, this is going to be very confusing.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Because this is the final battle of this Dungeons and Dragons show! You guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
No.
Off my flow.
Sorry about that. I'm Nick. I play that is Hammerlock, the Human Vengeance Paladin.
I'm Kay. I play Harmony, who is a tiefling wild magic sorcerer.
I'm Melissa, and I play Mara, who is a human rogue splash battler.
I'm Zach, and I play Hunter, who is a warforged battlemaster, fighter, beastmaster, ranger.
Beautiful. So we stream on Twitch every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and then post those episodes to YouTube the following Wednesday. Throughout the show, we use a variety of custom items, as well as a custom wild magic table, so be aware of that as you're watching. Our music comes from BattleBards, TabletopAudio, and Incompetech, and the character portraits on the info cards in the top right corner come from an artist whose name is Carrie Peach, goes by @CarrieDraws on Twitter. If you're watching us on Twitch, you can check the channel page for links and info to everything I just mentioned and more, and then if you're watching on YouTube, you can check the video description. And then other than that, you can follow us on Twitter to get information about where we're doing, or what we're doing, when we're doing it, and all of that good stuff. Other than that, last final announcement, like I said, the end of this campaign is upon us. We have this episode, which will be the final battle with the ultimate foe of the campaign leading up to this point, and the next episode, which will deal with probably the leftover bits of this fight, because I imagine we won't make it all the way through. And then also sort of a little bit about the future of the world as impacted by these characters. So, a little bit of recap, and we'll dive straight into things because we have a lot to do. The party has recovered the lost treasures of the 4 great spirits of the Elderhaven Reaches. At a temple dedicated to Byakko the White Tiger in the center of the Forest of Death, they claimed the sword Kusanagi. And then in a Tengu monastery at the top of a mountain, they recovered the Azure Dragon's mirror from a longtime enemy, Mind Flayer named Kuor. Then a pair of Kitsune allies arrived with Suzaku's Magatama, this jade gem in a comma shape, and gave that to the party to complete their set. They then stealthily infiltrated Hunter's old village and the bunker which guarded the entrance into the long-guarded entrance to the spirit world, where Orochi, the 8-headed serpent, had been sealed for a long time. And now, having entered the tunnels into the mountain next to Hunter's village, they prepare to face their foes, Orin the wizard and Orochi, the 8-headed serpent, in their lair. And that is where we're picking up today. If you guys recall correctly, last week you had entered into the tunnels, and Mara had had a conversation with Gembu, the black turtle, who was sort of a patron to a previous life of hers. And the group of you had sort of gone ahead inspecting these paintings on the walls on your way down. So I'll start by explaining what you see there. Except, shoot, there was a note discrepancy, and I've lost my description.
Oh, no.
All right, we're winging it. Okay, let me get some music and then we'll get started. As you sort of make your way down the tunnels, by the light of Thaddeus's sword, you see these paintings and carvings on the wall that depict a story. And they show these 4 creatures, obviously depictions of the 4 great spirits, the vermilion bird, the black turtle, the white tiger, and the azure dragon, descending on the Elderhaven Reaches. But at that time it's depicted as a singular landmass as opposed to a cluster of islands like it is known now. And they each settle in sort of one of the cardinal directions of that island, that single landmass. And then there's depictions of the people of the land clustering around them for safety, and of the great spirits protecting the land from outside monstrous forces that would seek to claim it. You see depictions, like very crude depictions of like mind flayers attacking from one side, but the Azure Dragon fends them off. And then there's Yuan Ti, which you recognize from previous encounters, attacking from another side, but the Vermilion Bird fends them off, and so on, protecting the people of the land. And then you see sort of like a darker trend in the pictures as in the same way that the 4 original Great Spirits descended upon the land, a 5th spirit comes forth, and it is this serpent with depicted with these brown and black and gray scales, but 8 heads and 8 tails erupt from the body, and it comes forth, and the carvings show that the serpent was jealous of the adoration that the people felt for the protection they were granted, and also craved dominion over the land in the same way that they did. And so there was a great war that broke out. And you see the 4 of them trying to fight the 8-headed serpent, but the more that they fight the 8-headed serpent, like the more powers of theirs seemed to absorb into it. And it just grew stronger and stronger until people and also spirits began to flock to it and become corrupted. And then you see a human hero rise up and collect these ancient treasures of the region. And sort of under the tutelage of the 4 great spirits, and in particular, the Black Turtle, rise up to power so that alongside the 4 spirits, they are able to come together and challenge the Great Serpent. But in the course of that great battle, the singular island or landmass that was the Elder Haven Reaches is split into the multiple islands that you know to be the current geography of the region. However, they weren't quite strong enough in their initial assault to try and maintain, to try and hold Orochi back, and she began to exert her influence on other reaches of the world, farther away from the reaches. And seeing that the 4 great spirits used a good deal of their power to weave a spell that created the black fog that surrounds the islands and keep Orochi in her fury, Orochi lashed out recklessly, and the depictions then show the 4 great spirits together with their human chosen champion sealing Orochi in the mountains where she now resides. And as you sort of see the end of this depiction, you find yourself standing before a archway, which glows with energy. And you can't see beyond it, but it's this sort of white and black energy that kind of swirls in the middle. And the arch itself is carved with warnings in keen about how what lies beyond must lie sealed forever, lest ruin fall upon the world again. And you feel sort of a energy coming from the arch that you recognize to be that of the spirit world, and you know that you are before your final destination.
Well, this looks ominous.
It didn't used to be this way, but it is now. Do you have little cards for us for the new items that we crafted and stuff?
I don't no.
Okay.
I forgot to make a card for the slippers before I started, but I figured yours didn't need a card. So
What do you want me to do for mine? It was just an increase in the damage die, right?
Yep. So Mara, for your slippers, you can, let me check the card, 3 times a day cast the haste spell, but each time you do there is a chance of wild magic. And if wild magic triggers, it is unclear whether you will have full control over the direction of locomotion.
To be fair, I didn't use Tides of Chaos once while I was making those.
But you're a wild magic sorcerer.
I know. I just wanted to point that.
That's why it's very close to what you wanted.
Awesome.
The final
battle! You can write those down as the ballet slippers of unpredictable momentum.
Awesome. So I'd like to meditate for a short rest with my sword.
Can we have said we did this
Yeah.
Or can we have done that
already?
Yep, sort of before you descend
Before
down.
we
Yeah.
descended down?
Sure.
Yeah.
and turn into a tiger man?
So yeah, I mean, how does Hunter's appearance change?
Let me look at this thing.
I have one thing I want to add to
And
it.
explain to our,
I think
our
that-
viewers what exactly this thing you're doing does,
So,
so
yeah,
that they know
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So Hunter meditates with his sword for a little while once they enter the entrance, or go through the entrance, and then I think what happens when he's casting Guardian of Nature through the sword is he starts like getting more, like he like grows like fur that's similar to like Byako's.
It's like a white fur
white-
with black
Like a
stripes
very
on it.
fine white fur with stripes in it, and then he also has like maybe the same symbol on his head that Byako has, or his king.
In Keen, you have the symbol for prince.
For Prince, yeah. And so this, and you wanted me to reference this sword or like the item, or I'm sorry, I missed it.
Well, I'm
It's
just saying
really
we
focused.
all know what you're doing,
Yeah.
but our viewers don't
Okay.
because we've talked about it off camera, but
Sorry.
not on camera. So tell the viewers what exactly you're doing.
So I'm meditating with my sword, and it has an effect that it casts Guardian of Nature.
And what does that do?
That is what transforms the wearer into like a bestial form, and they get advantage on strength and con saving throws, advantage on strength weapons, and I think that's, and then more movement speed.
Yeah,
I think that's all of it.
So Hunter sits down with this sort of in the entrance to this place once you've evaded detection and gotten in. Sits down cross-legged and sort of lays the long kusanagi sword across his legs, or his lap. And as he focuses for the duration of an entire hour, you guys just watch as fur slowly begins to grow from between the plates and over his head in this like white color with black stripes.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's done, he has a very feral appearance to him.
Yeah. I also make good berries for everyone in my newfound form.
Cool. So how many good berries do we all have?
Don's with us too, right? And I make
Mm,
No.
Yeah, as
She
you're
is.
sort of meditating here, and I'd assume you're sort of talking about your battle plan,
yeah.
Dawn chimes in and says, "Look, I'm really, really thankful that you guys rescued me and that we were able to get this far this easily, but if what I've heard about what lies beyond, or where you're going to end up facing this foe is true, I don't know that I'll be much use. I think that I might be better served guarding the entrance and making sure that, should anything have heard us come in here, it doesn't get past."
oh, if anyone can do that, it's you.
And she kind of gives you a smile and a nod.
And I think I make 10 good berries, right? So then I'll just give everyone 2.
Okay.
So everyone has 2 good berries.
You drink your potion too?
I will.
If you drink your potion, you won't fit in this tub.
That's what I'm saying. Is I'll
Oh.
drink it as we're entering. Maybe I'll start gulping down so we just take a step through
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
or
works.
something. Okay.
2 good berries.
Yep. So 2 good berries for everyone. I'll mark off the spell. Leave it open.
So are you going to go in ahead of everyone or behind everyone?
So he's gonna be this giant feral
We should all have.
person thing.
Probably behind everyone.
He's gonna be proposed.
Yeah. As if he wasn't already broken.
Yeah.
We all have healing potions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a
That I made.
Greater,
for
I think,
Bridget.
yeah.
I think we each have a greater and you've got the superior.
The supreme.
Or the supreme.
Yeah, greater has a greater.
Supreme.
Do I still have potion of fire breathing? I used that I thought.
We used it, I gave it, you weren't here, but we gave it to Hunter to refill his jet boots.
That's right.
I wanna
Well, you had it for a long time and you never used it, so it's
Anytime I tried, someone talked me out of it.
No. Yes. Sorry.
What was that name?
oh I wanna cast Dispel Evil and Good right before we go in.
Oh, okay. That's something you cast.
It takes an action, but it'll last for only a minute. So
Oh,
it'll
I
be
see.
like one of the last things to do before we go through. Just so I don't waste a turn in combat doing it.
Alright. I didn't know that was a concentration spell.
Yes.
Evil what?
Dispel
Dispel.
Evil and Good.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
I mean, we don't know if we're gonna bust in there and start fighting right away or what's gonna happen. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I should. Yeah, I'll save it.
Okay.
Just in case.
Then the group of you find yourselves standing before the gate. Hunter in his new form, potion in hand, ready to drink it.
Yeah.
The rest of you, all preparations made.
Mhm.
Dawn sort of turns her back to you and like pulls the mace that she was given out, and just like gives a look one last look to the group of you and just says, "Good luck in there.
Thank
A
you.
lot is riding on you, but I know you can do it.
thanks.
Don't worry about out here. I've got it covered."
We believe in you.
And then, is there anything else you'd like to do before you cross the threshold?
Leave my pets with her.
Your pets? Pinky?
Pinky and the parrot? Okay, yeah.
I forgot you still had that.
I kind of assumed you left the parrot on the
Ship.
On the ship.
Is there
Yeah,
someone
And since
who
it's
in
kind
my
of cold here,
pockets
I
or not?
picture him in like a little sweater.
Does Moonlight Sparkle with us?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think would have fit in the tunnel.
should we tell someone what we're about to do? Like Mandis or someone?
Do you think you could help?
I mean, I don't remember where we last left off with Mandis, what he was.
He was going off to try and see what he could do to rescue Dawn
Right.
with Bree and Arrowman.
So we should probably at least let him know that we have Dawn and she's safe.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I don't know if he'd be able to help us at all, but can you imagine if he could?
Be nice.
That'd be cool.
Okay, well I will
Chance he could be summoned.
I will cast
How would we do that?
I don't know. It's a rumor I heard flying around.
I'll cast Sending to Mandis, and I'll say, "Hey, Mandis, it's me. We found Dawn. She's safe. We are about to take on Orin and Orochi."
So
Wish
she's
us
not
luck.
that safe.
Yeah.
I didn't say she's with us. I
No,
said
I
she's
know.
safe.
I'm kidding.
You feel the spell connect, and there's a brief pause before you get your response. And Mandis just says, "Thank goodness you found Dawn. We were at a deadlock here. We had no leads. So that's good news. It sounds like you're in more danger than ever. Fortunately, there may be some way I can help you. Or at least that's what I've been told. And we'll see if it works." And that's the response you get. And then at the end he just says, "The best of luck to you, all of you. I have utmost confidence in your abilities."
Yeah, because we beat his butt.
He says good luck, and thanks for letting me know.
Is that it then? Is it time to?
Time to end this.
Okay. So Thaddeus, Harmony, and Mara step through. Hunter and Byakko kind of linger back to drink the potion for just a moment.
Yeah.
Because you're going to grow to incredible size the minute you do. When the three of you enter the chamber, I'm going to describe the chamber, the people in the chamber, and then what happens immediately. So just bear with me.
Okay.
The chamber you step into is it is a otherworldly location. You find yourself standing on these ancient stone slabs, but they are floating amidst a starry void, as if this is a pocket plane or dimension all its own. Surrounding the room, in sort of an upward spiral, are these moats of earth that rise slowly up as they go, from your perspective, counterclockwise, I believe, around the room.
That's this way.
Upwards slowly. Standing atop some of those stones, you see three figures. The two closest to you, you do not recognize. One of them, well, actually, you would recognize them vaguely. You've never. Let me start over. You do recognize them. The one to your right, standing on a stone about 10 feet off the ground, hovering in the air, is a figure in half-plate mail, just dark half-plate mail with designs of serpents and things like that carved into it. But it is a half-elven figure, male half-elven figure, who you've seen just briefly in the memory crystals back in the Giant's Cave. And you recognize one of Orin's former traveling companions. Across the room, standing on one of the stones that is perhaps 50 feet in the air, is another half-elven figure. Similarly, you recognize from when you saw the memory crystals back in the Giant Caves. This one, female, seems very akin in likeness to the male one across the way, as if they might be twins. But this one is clad in the black robes of the eyes and hands of the world. And you actually recognize, just as from a brief look as you enter the chamber, the hands which are curved around the staff of that figure is wielding, because they are the bony white hands of the figure who originally stole the plans from you back in Ravenmoor for the Warforged, when you were surrounded by eyes and hands of the world.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
They're the bony white elven fingers of
Man,
that
We
figure.
have a good memory to recognize hands after all this time.
Yesterday they were like very distinct hands.
Yeah.
And you can almost hear the high, chilling voice of the figure as they requested the plans for you and threatened your lives. And then, at the back of the chamber, on one of the rocks that is perhaps 15 to 20 feet in the air, you see someone you definitely recognize. Clad in the black robes, the same black robes you saw him in before, with a circlet atop the head, wizard Orin, this time clutching a staff that seems metallic, and it looks like it has actually like moving components to it, and electricity is arcing around, like back and forth between the two parts of the top of it. And then in the center of the chamber, you see the horror you have dreaded to face. Coiled around a black crystal that rises the extent of the chamber, you see the 8 heads of Orochi, the 8-headed serpent. Each of the heads, the body scales being brown and black and gray in color, but each of the individual heads being scaled in a different color. Purple, yellow, orange, red, blue, black, brown, and green. And I'm missing one. But you get the gist. They're colored in different ways. And in between the coils of the serpent, encased in the black crystal in the very center of the room, you can see 2 female forms. Difficult to make them out, but Hunter, you would know pretty instinctively, perhaps there's a bit of a spiritual sense, that they are your family. And they seem to be frozen sort of in a stasis in the crystal that this massive serpent with 8 heads and 7 tails is coiled about. And as you enter the room, you just hear this hissing voice that emits from all 8 heads at once, and it says, "Ah, you've come, and it's come to this. I won't bother taunting you, because I know I'm smart enough to know what a threat you are to me. But I will give you this last opportunity to bend your knees. We could be powerful and great together. I assume you will not take me up on this offer, and it will come to me and my companions here." And all of the heads kind of like gesture to the assembled figures. "Me and my companions here, dismembering you limb from limb, one at a time. But I thought I'd extend the invite just to be safe." And there's kind of a smile on each of the 8 heads as it says that.
Sure, I'll bend the knee. I turn around, bend my knees, and slap my ass. I'd like to see you try, motherfucker!
You can see the 2 figures standing on the rocks in the very front. One of the one with the half plate draws kind of like what weapon did I give this person? A mace, and holds it at the side, sort of looking to the head, the nearest head to it, for confirmation that it is time to attack. And the 8-headed serpent says, just sort of coolly, says in all of its 8 voices, Now, Teal Fame, there's no need for that just yet. That is the voice of one. We have yet to inquire the others. Let's give them a chance to speak.
Thaddeus points the sword forward and recites the prayer of vengeance.
Okay.
Oh.
Does anyone else have any final responses?
I'll say, you've taken everything from me, and I'm going to take it back. I'll not bow my knee to you.
Mara bows to no one.
You just kind of stand there looking
Like,
defiantly.
are you kidding me?
Like, what?
No.
And the 8 heads all point in your direction and say, very well, I assumed it would come to this anyways. And the coils begin to all move at once. You see, like, all 7 tails and all 8 heads begin to lunge. And I need you all to roll initiative.
Okay.
There you go. Another one. Hey, not bad.
Good for Thaddeus.
Yeah.
No, the ones will come later.
But, I mean, that could be better, but.
Ethan?
Mhm.
Am I allowed to know, or could you tell me are there any spirits in this room?
Yes, it is very clear that there is one spirit.
Or 8 spirits?
There is a single, very
It sounds like
powerful
you're gonna
spirit.
be though, because
But
look
the
at your
other ones
plus
are
to
not
initiative.
spirits.
I don't think anyone can
no,
beat
that.
No.
Look over. Give me your card.
And as all of the coils begin to tense and move as well, each of you
Okay,
within
let's-
your respective minds hears a voice. Thaddeus, in your head you hear, all right, here we go. If there's anything that I can do, I will do it, but you're on your own for the most part. And then Harmony, in your voice, or in your head, you hear, oh boy, what would Suzaku say? You just hear in your head, all right, time to rampage! And just like you can feel this like burning passion.
Yeah!
In your head, Hunter, you hear Byaku's voice and it says, my champion, the time has come. Prove that I chose wisely. And you feel strength well up within you. And then Mara, in your head, you just hear all right, go get him, man! Let's do this! And each of you, at the top of your turn,
Surf's up.
each of you will, as long as you're conscious, regenerate 5 hit points.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh!
Does Byako, my little Byako, do that too, or just
Nope,
Hunter? Okay.
just Hunter.
Got it. Thank you.
Mara, you're up first.
Get 5 hit points.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Fly,
Okay.
and I'm just going to hover above where I am right now. For the time being. until I
Should
see
we put
nothing
Hunter in the back now since
I'm in the
he's
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just.
I love this.
Actually, yeah, I'm not sure where, because you haven't drunk the potion yet, or you?
I was like drinking it
As he came
as I was talking.
Okay, so all of you are going to have to actually kind of like
Yeah.
leap to the side
Yeah.
to allow room for Hunter.
That's fine.
Where did you put the base that I set here?
Oh, sorry, I was using it as a coaster.
What?
I was like, oh, it's perfect size.
To allow Hunter space.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. Okay. So glad you printed that.
So basically, the spirits make their call outs to you, and then Hunter finishes that potion, and then he grows to incredible size, 20 or 30 feet tall, and all of his weapons grow with him, and his fur elongates, and he just looks absolutely fierce right now. All right, sorry, I interrupted you. Mara, anything
No.
else?
I'm just gonna kind of hover around here, see what's happening. Like my spirit guide said, she'll do.
Wait, are you going to hold an action for something? Well, you
Fly
cast
was
fly.
That fly was my action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it for
You
Mara.
said, bonus action. You didn't know where to hide.
Nowhere to hide, I don't think.
I
So.
keep forgetting that you can't do like a dodge as a bonus action. That's a monk thing.
Then it is Hunter.
Okay. So I grow to incredible size.
Mm-hmm.
And I take my bow out, and I'm gonna make some shots.
You like place it on the stairs that are in front of you.
Yeah.
Like floating stair platform.
And I aim it at Orin first.
Okay.
And I do not need the scope.
Wait. You sure you don't want to hit her, Archie?
I do.
Okay.
But I'm
I have a plan for it. It might not work. But
Alright.
I want to try it.
That's fine. I'll go for Orochi.
Which head?
So, quick history
So are the
check, maybe.
colors- The colors are purple, yellow, orange, red, blue, black, brown, and green.
Yes.
Are those the colors you said?
I have orange, purple, green, red, blue, black, brown, and yellow.
Okay. I have those written down.
Okay.
But
Quick
you're not written
history check. Do I understand why there's different head colors?
Just roll a history check at advantage.
Okay.
Pretty good.
That is a 19 on dice, and that is intelligence, right? It's a +2, so 21.
So you would know that in the bit of lore that you just witnessed on the cave walls, Orochi gained power instead of losing it as she fought against the other spirits because of her incredible adaptability. And so each of her heads actually, some of them she had powers from before she came into conflict with the spirits, but each of the heads sort of has a different ability to it. Some of them are elementally attuned, others are more abstract, but they each have something that they can, a different power that they can bring.
Okay. I don't know specifically which head does which.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the black one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna make some shots using sharpshooter as well. That's not good. That is a 20 to hit.
20 does not quite hit.
Oh, interesting.
So the arrow goes ping and glances off the scales.
Okay.
And you hear, it actually hits kind of the body on accident, just a little bit below the head.
Okay.
And you hear Byakko say in your head, remember, when we fought her long ago, her scales were nigh impenetrable by human machinations. If you're going to aim for anything, it has to be the heads.
Isn't that what I'm aiming for?
Yes, I know, but the thing glanced against the body. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
just Byakko
Oh, I see,
giving
I see,
you some
okay.
information.
I see. I'm gonna use, let's see here. What's it, 18? Oh, that's another miss then. That's an 18. Man, I'm not doing very good.
Glances off the body scales again.
Try it again.
Forgot to set the battle music.
That's a crit.
There we
Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna use the eye stock bowstring on this one.
Okay.
And so my arrows are huge too, right?
Yeah, a lot of everything.
Okay. Does that mean that my maneuvers might actually work if they're equal sized? Because the maneuvers
Yeah,
say
I
that.
would say yeah. Sure.
Okay. All right. Petrify, dex save.
Interesting. Sounds good.
This is the black one.
That is a 10.
He's petrified.
Except will burn a legendary resistance.
He's not petrified.
I'm done.
That's good though. That's like what we want.
Yeah. Oh, I need to mark one
I
down.
was not expecting to use one of those silver. So you watch as the petrification effect begins to take on the black head. It begins to turn to stone, and then there's the eyes narrow, and the effect dissipates.
And I'm going to use a. I guess I'll use a goading attack on that one. So he has to make a DC 21 Wisdom saving throw.
DC 21?
Yep.
I'm
big and it affected my strength, and that's my DC. So
that's true.
and I get.
It fails.
Okay, so now, if he doesn't target me, then he has disadvantage on all the rolls, all his attack rolls. Black that head has disadvantage. And okay, let's roll some dice.
So mother head.
This is, oh no, actually it's this many too.
Yes. It's a
And it's this many for the
yes.
force damage. I think it is. It just says 1d6 force damage on hit, so. Okay, well, here we go.
Holy crap.
Alright.
That's a lot of dice.
This is one hit.
This is one hit. So that's 20.
But that's the crit, right?
Yeah.
This is the crit.
Okay, that's why.
30,
And he's also giant.
40.
Well, I mean, I knew he'd get extra damage for being giant.
You know what?
50, 60, 75, 85, 90,
way to start.
96 plus 21 is 117.
Sure.
So that's 117,
Okay.
and that's magic force. Do you want me to break out the force damage?
No,
Okay.
you're good.
How's he looking? How's that head looking? Oh, actually, and then that's another plus 4, so 120.
21.
Sorry, 120. 1. Yeah.
117 plus
120,
4.
because that's plus 4 against spirits.
121.
Okay.
So,
I just need to do some math.
okay.
That head roars with anger as this arrow kind of pierces into one of its eyes and lodges there.
Okay. See, well, I'm going to use action surge for 3 more.
How many of those do you get?
How many what?
Action surges do you get?
1.
You have 1?
But you might as well start the fight.
Yeah, because if there's anything that would like revert my
Yeah.
statuses, I don't want that. So that is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, I'm gonna just roll
Just
the
roll
damage.
the damage, yeah.
This one I'm gonna use a push attack. So he gets knocked 15 feet away if he fails a DC 21 strength save,
Nice if I was looking at the right stuff.
and that is
How am I rolling so poorly?
Yes.
That head gets pushed back 10 feet
okay.
into another head, which gets pushed 10 feet.
And then that is these 3. Okay, here we go. Below average. This is a hunter turn.
Yeah.
10,
We can't
20,
start with 100.
30, 39.
You
plus-
can't on my throw. You're fine.
This bolt, which was not infused by the Beholder Eye Stock
Yeah.
bowstring, strikes and immediately just glances off the scales. It pushes the head back, but
Okay.
does no damage.
Does no damage?
Mm.
Why?
It is immune to non-magical weapon damage.
All of them?
I have to get in close.
Well, I'm in mid attack, so I don't think I can like change weapons, right?
If you like dropped your bow to the side, you could.
Okay. So instead, I'll take the other 2 shots at.
Stop back seat
Sorry.
driving.
I'll do the 2 attacks at this elven figure.
Okay, the female one.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. There was some magic to that though. There was force damage. Does that count? From Guardian of Nature?
Oh yeah, you could do the force damage.
Okay. That doesn't make it magical though, right?
No.
I don't know what it was. You can take average of 3d6 maybe?
Okay.
Okay. Does a 23 hit the other mage? Or the elven person?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
The rogues have that.
Let's do a, is she carrying anything?
She has a staff.
I'm gonna use disarm attack. So DC 21 strength save or knocks the weapon out of their hands. Let's get your dice. Here we go.
I don't think it can make this save. No, it drops the staff on the stone that it is floating upon.
Okay. And here we go.
As this massive line sights into the side.
Pretty good. Yeah,
What
good.
Weapon.
Staff.
Staff.
Oh gosh, there's not very happy numbers here. 40, 49,
What is he doing?
53, 62,
Making it
plus 17 is 79.
Okay. The arrow lodges in that figure's chest, and they go falling back off the stone and down into the void, and are just basically like continue falling into
my
starless void.
Wow.
Bye.
I guess I'll shoot the other figure now.
Well, at least you get to keep the staff as a treasure, because she wasn't holding it.
That's true. The staff is still there.
Alright, that's a 29 to hit.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
For this one, for my next trick, I will use a trip attack. DC 21 strength save or be knocked prone.
This person has a shot at succeeding. Strength save, you said?
Yes.
Would you believe I made a 20?
So he or she is
So
not
move
prone.
that figure
Yeah.
prone.
So it's
Should have done a push
22.
attack. Maybe you could have knocked him into the abyss too.
I could have, but I wanted to reduce their movement speed if he was like a fighter. And now let's count. 22, 28, 30, 41, 42, 44 plus 17 is 61.
Okay.
So 61 damage.
That figure looks gravely injured, but seems to be still breathing.
Okay, and then
Yeah, that's to the other half. That's to Teal Fang.
Teal Fane.
and for my bonus action,
You know it's already 8.
Well, we didn't start until
I know.
45.
It's like
I will
30-minute
cast.
turn.
I
It's the
guess
longest turn you can
I
have.
will cast Healing Spirit.
Okay.
Healing Spirit now. And that's my turn.
Is the Guardian of Nature concentration?
It is not anymore.
Where does this appear?
Where I want to.
Okay.
At
I
the
will
end
put
of
it-
Hunter's turn, the
Put it somewhere
just put it
I'll put it on you.
on me.
Yeah. So you can hit.
the head in front, at the very front, with the red-colored scales, leans forward. Oh, actually, it can't move, so it has to do it from here. So it's going to get Thaddeus and Hunter. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
My favorite.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at these.
It opens its maw, and you can see fire beginning to form in its mouth, and it just spits it out on you.
You get +5 to this.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work.
If you succeed, I'm not quite sure how Hunter does that, but that's okay.
It's hard for Hunter not to be within 10 feet of this point.
That is a 22.
A 22 doesn't quite do it.
Wow, dang.
Well, then Thaddeus has no chance.
Okay. So then the both of you, and I'm just going to take the average damage here because
Okay.
I don't want to roll a bunch of dice. Take 44 points of fire damage.
Okay. 44, you said?
Yep.
Chump change.
The figure on the
I don't have
stones,
this much HP.
Oh, shut up.
the figure on the stones will stand up, sort of struggle to its feet. Oh boy. Is this person even any good anymore? Let's find out. What would be better? I feel
Just lay
like,
back down.
yeah, should do.
We'll all get
It begins to cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
Do I recognize what kind of spell it's casting?
Roll a intelligence check.
Nope. That's a 7.
Okay. In which case, no, you do not recognize it, but it does begin to cast a spell.
I'm letting it happen.
Okay. I need to make a roll for it. DC is 19. That's +2. And it rolled a 3. It casts a spell, which once it casts it, you recognize it as Dispel Magic. It attempted to dispel some magical effect on one of you, but the spell fizzles, and it doesn't succeed.
Good.
What a useless character.
I'm glad I didn't
Thaddeus,
waste a counter
you're
spell on that.
Alright.
I cannot roll for these guys tonight. I'm not.
Now it
This is
must be
bad.
working.
It's gonna be the worst boss fight ever.
Thaddeus puts.
No, it's amazing.
This is a 10-foot
Yep.
thing right here. Thaddeus puts that between himself and Orin.
Oh, he's
kind
so you're
I see,
hiding
yeah.
it behind
Yep,
it.
yep.
Yeah. So that he can't see and like counterspell what I'm about to do
Yep.
here.
Mhm.
And cast greater invisibility on himself.
Oh, here
Oh,
it
using
goes.
my scarf?
Boy.
Okay.
I'm so happy about this. Wild magic is the best.
Boy.
There we go.
If you want to be invisible, then you can use that.
I lost it.
Use that, Nick.
This takes
Happy
4
birthday
charges.
to the ground.
So let's see.
You didn't end up casting Dispel Good and Evil, right?
No, I have not cast. Okay. Let's see. What did we decide this was on an even number? I think it's on my sheet.
It was for greater invisibility. It was a 50% chance. So just pick even or odd.
I will say odds safe.
Odd is safe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild magic. Wild magic.
So
I
does
get
the spell... So he casts the spell, but then also wild magic.
Yes, the
Yeah.
spell effect takes place.
Alright.
Oh man.
So Thaddeus turns
man.
invisible.
Floops, floops, floops.
But purple sparks fly out of
39.
his ears. Well,
Okay, weird.
What's the number?
39.
Shrink.
Oh, okay.
Can it be his?
His? Orin's?
Yeah.
Or whose?
Yeah, his.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So as this wild magic triggers, you suddenly see a brief flash of memory that you don't remember, and you're standing in some council chamber, like in the center of a ring of 8 chairs, and you recognize one figure seated in the chairs around the room to be Helia Ironshield. And you were standing there basically with a few other companions. It is you had sort of look to your side and you see the half-elven warrior, the half-elven mage, dwarven berserker fighter of some kind, and then you're sort of standing at the front and you're watching all of the 8 figures around the chamber sort of shaking their heads, and one of them, another one you recognize would be Yin, actually, the necromancy mage.
I
One
know
of
Leah
the-
too.
Oh yeah, that's true. She's there. One of the figures, though, who you don't recognize, is this old man with a long white beard, and he's sort of leaned forward and he says, "I'm sorry, but I just don't think there's any credence to what you're saying. We have no evidence to insist that magic is fading from the world, or that there would be any consequence of that. There's no evidence whatsoever, and we're not in a place politically to make any sort of action, anyways, if it were." And you can just feel this brief, like this flash of anger at like their impudence and like stupidity for not hearing what you have to say, and then the memory fades.
And that is going to take the last 5 feet movement over here.
Okay. Anything else on Thaddeus' turn?
No, I think that's it.
Which color is this? Brown?
Yeah.
At the end of Thaddeus' turn, I'm gonna save that. But there's also an orange one there. I can't quite see Thaddeus. Yeah, one of the tails that is sort of curled around this crystal lashes out across the room at incredible speed. And they seem to like extend as if they can reach anywhere in the chamber at will. And this tail will lash out at Mara, and I'm going to make an attack.
Oh no.
Are you kidding me?
It's like you won't need it.
And I have a good bonus to hit. Let's see what it is. With the tail, 19 to hit.
Wow, that's really good.
All right. You take, as this massive tail slams into you and like knocks you back against the wall, 26 points of bludgeoning damage, which you can have down to 13 if you like.
And any bad.
But I need you to make a concentration check on fly.
Okay. So 13. Just have to roll above it.
Okay.
It's a Constitution saving throw. DC is 10.
You missed. What's your plus
Oh.
to con?
You're good though.
yeah, it's a 10.
It's a 10.
Okay.
Exactly a 10.
It's exactly what you needed. That is another action. Done. Then it is Orin's turn. Orin can't see Thaddeus. Orin can see
Hunter.
Hunter.
Everyone can see Hunter.
Range is 60 feet. I don't think you're within 60 feet though.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. That's right. Orin has legendary actions too. We need to be using those.
No, you don't. Not really.
Used them on the last Warren fight.
Shoot, I placed him too far away to do anything he has.
Silly.
You can move it closer.
You sure could.
That's 60 feet too.
Come this way.
Yeah, I think he will. Orin steps forward off of the platform he's on, and as if carried by the force of this realm itself, just begins to walk across here to this other stone here.
Well, we'll make him walk the plank soon.
And Hunter, I need you to make a. Well, I guess he begins to cast a spell, and I think he's in range.
And I'll counterspell it.
Okay.
With the level 4 that's in my amulet.
You are going to still need to roll.
I need to roll to see if I actually get to cast it first.
Good point.
Because it's from my amulet. 4. It's cast without incident. Level 4, so it doesn't matter. I don't think I've ever had to roll for counterspell before.
It's just.
DC is 1
20.
plus each spell level, right? Or,
The DC is 10 plus the level of the spell being cast. So
And it's
you
an
need to
ability
hit-
check with my spellcasting modifier.
So you need to hit a 16.
And I have a plus 13. Spellcasting mod. Oh, just a plus 5? Oh, okay.
There's the one.
I thought it was the spell attack one. A plus 5.
Hell
Well, it's a
yeah.
15 on
Yes.
dice, so 20.
Okay. Yes!
Orin's spell physics.
Yeah, it does. Walk a little closer.
Yeah.
Then it's Harmony's turn.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm going to hop up on that rock that's right in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Prismatic Spray.
Oh, there it is.
And are all of the heads within 60 feet? Probably not.
Yes, but Orin is going to counterspell. What level is Prismatic Spray?
It is.
Can you counter a
7.
counter spell?
Yes.
You can, but
Can I counter his
Oh.
counter spell?
You
Yes.
could.
Yes, you could.
Would that just work automatically?
Yes, because
Yep, it would.
yeah.
Okay, then I'm countering his counter spell.
Okay, he begins to throw up a defensive spell, but then Hunter has your back, and magic
And I just glare at it.
exudes from the bowstring, and his spell
Counters.
fizzles.
And I'm like, wind says
I
hi.
technically could have countered that too because I got my reaction back.
That's
This
true.
is my turn, but I'm glad you did.
So he cast counter spell.
I countered his counter spell.
Yes.
Yep.
He cast a counter
Counterspell to counter his counterspell spell.
Okay, so Prismatic Spray.
So all of Orochi's heads are within 60 feet.
Probably not. So this is 30. So
You
Well,
can just take this spot and put the cone out again.
you can get these 3.
okay, no, I'm gonna get all of them because I'm gonna use meta magic to double the range.
Oh, there it
What is
is.
that meta magic called?
Distance spell. Range of spell times 2. And it only costs one sorcery point.
What I need to check is if that doubles the distance of like a spell that has, because there's a difference between like a firebolt that has like a range
Oh,
and one
I
that
see.
has
Range versus.
like a cone to it, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, it says the range is self parentheses 60-foot cone.
That's why I just need to look at the wording. Give me a second.
Okay.
Why can't I find meta magic?
Wow,
on
this is
D&D
getting
on?
really fancy fast.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Don't
Yeah,
counter my
so-
counter spell, though. Please.
We're pulling out
Distance
all the
spell.
big guns right now.
When
We
you cast
have
a
to.
spell that has a range of 5 feet or
I'm
greater,
glad.
then the range is self, so it won't work, unfortunately.
It won't work. Well, I mean,
Aw.
yeah, because the way it's written here is self parentheses 60-foot cone. So okay, damn. Well, then I won't have to use that 1 point for that. So that's fine. That's fine.
So if he's,
So I'll get half of them,
Yep,
Three.
we'll get the first 3 hits.
unless you wanted to,
unless I move up a little bit.
could she like shimmy a little bit to get another one? Or 2?
Don't you have a 60-foot
I
cone?
don't have a 60-foot one now.
I thought you printed a 60-foot one
Yeah, that
only.
one.
So hold on. Yeah, that'll get these 4.
Okay, I'll take that.
So that's
I'll take that.
orange, brown, red.
You said that was
green.
30, right? So
Yep.
okay.
So, spell save DCs. Oh, I guess I have to roll to see what kind of beams hit him.
Okay.
So,
You have 4 to roll.
Thanks, 2. So there's
So
green, orange,
here's-
brown, and
This is
Wait.
a D8.
Orange, brown, red, green.
Oh, but
Okay.
they're all dexterity saving throws. So here's the orange. Is green poison damage.
See, fancy orange is green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Take notes.
I
Orange is green. Uses it.
I'm just gonna do one at a time. Did you roll your saving
I
throw?
see. I see. Okay.
It is plus 8, so 25.
Okay, so that he'll take half damage,
Mm-hmm.
half poison damage. I'm gonna roll that damage now.
Oh.
That's not bad.
About average.
Above average.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna bother. Okay, so that's 10. 29 poison damage halved to whatever.
14.
Thank you, Zach.
Okay.
Okay, and then redhead gets.
Ooh, that's the double.
That's the double. I rolled an 8,
Ooh, okay.
so I get to roll,
Twice more.
and I get to re-roll any 8s that I get. Okay, so the redhead gets hit by an orange beam and a green beam.
Okay.
So that's acid damage and poison damage.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Did they roll their saving throw?
Is it one per or is it?
That is a 21.
That is a success, but barely. But you'll take half of each of these beams. So I'm gonna roll
I
twice.
wasn't sure if it was saved for each beam or not.
It's each. He gets hit with 2 beams. So
But does he have to save once for the orange
Well,
beam
it's
and
once-
for the green beam?
it just says to make a saving throw once.
I'm going to say it's once.
Yeah,
Sure, that's fine.
because the saving throw comes before all of these. So this is the acid damage.
This is the redhead.
Yes.
Okay.
10,
Very red.
20,
Naturally
34 acid damage.
Down
17.
to 17.
And then the poison damage. Okay. 10. Oops. 20. 30, 41 poison damage.
41.
Yep.
Is it done to
Okay.
20?
Okay. Then we have,
Oops.
what were the other 2?
Brown and green.
Thank you. We'll do the brown head next.
Okay. Just a 20, so a fail.
Fail. So this is fire damage.
Oh,
Well, unresistable.
yeah, that's true.
Unresistable. Well, this is the brown head, and any one that I roll is a 2
All right.
because it's fire damage,
Oh,
which is good because I got 3. I'm just gonna change these to 2s because thank you. Okay. 10, 20, 30,
I'm doing fine.
7?
don't worry.
Ethan only has one subtraction.
37 fire damage
Okay.
on that one, and then
How much? I'm sorry.
37,
And that's full.
and then the green dragon's left, or the green head.
Yeah.
Green orangey head. Also fire damage.
Hold on. That was 37 damage. So.
Yep.
And that was on the brown head. Dex save is only 19, so another fail.
Oh, okay, so this is also fire, so 1s or 2s.
On every other Tuesday.
Greens is reds and brown is greens.
20,
And
Ones or
rest.
twos.
Ones and twos.
30,
Topsy-turvy day.
that's 38 fire damage on that one.
Right here, topsy-turvy, I always think of two towns. It's not like one of those
Always a
words.
song Mary Poppins.
And those are my prismatic sprays.
Awesome.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna hop off the rock to the right, 1 back, and then I'm gonna squat down behind the rock to try and get some cover.
Sounds good.
And that's my turn.
This turn.
Okay.
Nice.
The brown head
I like that I was able to get a good prismatic spray off two
Uh,
sessions or 2 fights in a row.
The
Oh wait, wild magic.
Oh yeah.
Does that happen in orifice, by the way? How does it happen?
the prismatic spray.
It probably comes out of my
Yeah,
staff
your staff.
because that's my focus.
Can't right over there.
Yeah.
Well, I was doing the bend over and
Yeah.
the butt
Yeah.
thing, so
It's just like,
Unicorn moment.
Fart out a bunch of beans.
we're safe on wild magic. No wild magic
out of your
happens.
belly button.
The brown head turns its eyes towards Hunter,
Hard to miss.
and its eyes connect with yours and they begin to swirl. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Swirly eyes.
I don't think I can pass it.
Oh, this is so bad.
His what's? Can you tell me the DC? Because like I gotta. Well, wait. I can tell you this, and I think.
Tell me what you got. I'll tell you. If
Well,
you
yeah,
have
I don't know if I can
use-
tell you this yet before I use Indomitable or not.
Oh, I see.
Right? Sorry, I'm not trying to like be needlessly confusing.
I feel like. Tell me what
Yes,
you got.
I got a 6.
You fail
Okay.
if you get a 6.
Okay. But I don't know what the DC is.
No.
I'm just wondering if I can even get it because I don't have a plus to charisma.
Do you want to try then, or? I mean, you know it's very high. You know it's above 20 because you.
Yeah, I can't.
succeed
So
in
the
DC.
only thing I can give is a 20.
You'd have to roll a natural.
I'd have to roll a
If you roll a
20.
natural 20, I give it to you.
Yeah, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't know what this is though.
He's gonna dominate you. That's what
Oh,
I'm pretty sure is about to happen, and then we're all gonna die.
wait, counterspell it?
It's not a spell.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try it again.
Okay.
Let's try these dice. Unless there's something else I can do. Oh. Nope, that didn't work.
Okay. Then yes, his eyes connect with Hunter. The swirling begins, and Hunter, your eyes go from like the shade of green to red.
Okay.
And all of you see Giant Hunter's eyes are affected in some way, and he kind of looks down at Harmony.
Oh boy.
It's not good.
Byakko.
Oh boy.
Byakko will. Where's the brown head? This guy?
Yep.
Okay, Byakko's gonna jump and pounce and attack the brown head.
Okay.
Maybe try and break concentration. Is concentration?
You don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
That's okay.
No.
That's probably not gonna hit.
No.
But that is a 16.
Does not quite hit. No.
Oh,
Byakko
actually,
kind of
he gets. Does he get advantage? No.
Or what?
scrabbles at the scales.
Favorite enemy and greater favorite enemy?
His enhanced metallic claws trying to get into the scales, but unable to.
Okay.
Then it is at the end of his turn. Orin will remember to take a legendary action
Okay.
and casts a firebolt at Harmony. No, not firebolt. She resist that. Duh.
I mean,
Be
you
smart,
could.
Orin.
You could.
Ray of Frost. Here we go. Ranged spell attack. 9 on
Do I
dice.
get partial cover from that
I'll give you
that
partial
big
cover.
cloth that's in between
I'll
us?
give you +2 to your AC.
Okay.
So that is a 21.
It would hit
Still,
me even
yeah.
with shield, so I'll take it.
Did you move the healing spirit once? Oh, this is.
Oh, that was the healing.
Sorry,
spirit.
I thought that was Byakko.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make the healing spirit on your turn too, or?
If I can.
On
I
your
don't
turn, yeah, but not.
Oh, that was Yako's turn.
Sorry.
You take 16 points of cold damage.
All right.
And you're not concentrating on anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. Then it's Orochi's turn. Orochi rolled a 5 on initiative. Orochi can make 3 attacks. One with the knife, 2 with the tails. One of Orochi's heads, the red one that is up in front of. Yeah, they're all going to move a little bit, actually.
Oh.
That one's going to stay there. The redhead that is in front of Hunter lashes out and is going to take a bite at you.
Okay.
I need to switch dice. 19?
Miss.
Like grapples onto you, but like you just bat it away with your armored arm. And then
It is furry.
2 with the tails. One of the tails comes lashing out at Thaddeus.
Okay.
And the other one will attack Hunter again.
Okay.
Because
So this is meant, unless it can see me, I
it
guess.
can see.
Okay.
The second one against Hunter is a 30.
Just misses.
Just misses.
Does
Uh,
he get to make a saving throw if he gets hit?
for his effect.
For the effect that's on him?
That's a good
If
point.
it's, yeah, if he's attacking me.
Actually, in which case, maybe he shouldn't attack you.
Well, too late. You already
Yep,
rolled
I
it.
already did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. But
Is it just
he-
a save or is it break it?
It'd be a save.
Okay.
He did a 20.
Meanwhile, you take 26 points of damage.
Okay. Is
Bludgeoning
that
damage.
bludgeoning?
Yep.
Of course it's bludgeoning.
Of course.
Magic bludgeon. And Thaddeus, that is a 31.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna show that.
So you take 26 points of bludgeoning damage as well.
You'll eventually roll a 20.
Yes.
Mara's turn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
Hmm.
up there,
Oh, right.
and I'm going to.
How do you
The
break
last
dominate?
thing, sorry, I remembered one thing. At the top of Orochi's turn, you watched the black head, some of the wound where like its eye had been poked out by the hunter's giant arrow. The arrow squeezes out and the eye seems to reform.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so other than the black one being damaged, did we damage the red one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Don't forget, each of you regenerates 5 at the top.
Yeah, I just remember that. Added 5 to me. For my
I
last
didn't
turn.
need it at the top. It's my turn. I
Yeah.
will now, but
Okay, so I'm gonna throw the wind dagger at the red one.
Okay, make your attack.
Is it in melee with me? I guess. Oh, I'm not an ally there. Am I?
well, I mean,
You are not considered an ally right now.
So you wouldn't.
so you won't get
attack
sneak attack unless you go up and
unless you
hit
hit
it.
Yeah, let's hit it.
Melee hit it.
Well, I'm flying. Let's do it.
Yeah, fly up to it and
Mara
shank it in the
swoops
eyeball.
on the wind itself.
Oh. Well, you got the bonus action, I guess.
So that's only a 13.
Scrapes against the scales, sparks flying.
Up man.
Up and
Uh-huh.
17.
This one scrapes
We're
against the
all
scales
on
too,
that.
and the snake eye just turns towards you
Oh god.
maliciously.
It's not just eat time.
But you can fly away and you won't provoke an away because you were in melee with it.
Yeah.
Or do you have to hit it?
I think she has to hit it.
No, you just have to attack it.
Okay, good enough. Then she can move.
Do you want to move away?
Yeah, I'll fly.
Just fly. Okay.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Do you have something else you can do on your turn?
She uses action, bonus action.
And
The
her
last
attack.
thing doesn't take an action or a bonus action.
Oh, right.
Can I control weather?
You have the blessing. I think she's
Oh,
Control weather.
already?
You don't have to. You can
You
do
have
whatever
plenty
you
of
want.
options for it. You can keep doing it. It's not a
I thought it
one-time
was only
thing.
one.
No.
Where's your card?
It's once per turn.
You just can't call the
That's-
same one twice.
That's the thing we were trying to figure out
Oh,
Yeah.
earlier without
we didn't have the
having the
card.
card.
oh, I see.
Because
I thought we were
want
gonna
to waste it.
I thought you were going to read the card again before this session so we knew how it worked.
Yeah, it actually just says once per turn.
Once per turn is a free action.
Yeah, go for it.
Do it.
Alright, let's see.
Who you gonna call?
Who do you want to
Someone who
call?
can undominate me would be awesome if that's possible.
I don't even know. Because it's not a spell, so.
I don't know how to break it. I have no idea how, but I didn't
If it was a spell, Titus could just go over and do it.
Yeah.
So not the barbarian. Let's see.
Would this work on it?
I haven't cast that yet.
I mean, you're
Let's
planning
not.
to.
Yeah, it's true.
You can use it multiple time.
No,
as
you
long
can
as
get her.
it's active.
You can get her.
Okay, she's waiting at him.
No,
It's
I
okay.
mean,
Don't
as
worry
long
about
as
that.
the conversation-
Oh,
Doing it once
It's,
breaks.
it's yeah, it's not literal.
Oh,
It's
okay.
you know.
oh,
It's
okay.
metaphysical.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I thought you could use it as long
Yeah.
as you were concentrated on it.
So who would be the best one to break that?
Well, I mean, I was kind of saying.
I know, but I
like,
mean, no, because we need you back.
I don't know if there. I don't know
like a
how.
health
So
sorcerer, Elon would be able to
I don't
break
know.
it.
We
There-
don't know. It's not a spell.
Can I-
It's a.
Can I get meta for a second?
Do it. Yeah, go for it.
Having played a bard to 17 levels, I know that bards have an ability to give you bonuses to, like, breaking domination stuff.
saving throws.
Saving throws.
Who's the bard?
that's Gloriana. That would be.
Oh, the author. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get Gloriana in here.
Okay. Where she will pop up right next to you. Basically, you call out to Genbu to bring you the spirit of Gloriana Heartwood, and appearing before you in sort of a shimmering light is this celestial spiritual form of a halfling in traveler's clothes with a backpack that you can see is filled with books and quills, and she's wearing her messenger cap, her signature messenger cap, and she appears right next to you and kind of surveys the situation and says, "Gloriana Heartwood, at your service," and looks to, she can't see Thaddeus, she can see Hunter is
Huge.
huge and has angry eyes. And she says, "Well, I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here, but I'm going to help the big one." And she basically like holds her hands up in like a cone and shouts up to Hunter, "Hunter, you've got this! Whatever it is that's affecting you, you can break the spell!" And you gain a bardic inspiration
Okay.
of a D10.
A D10.
And then her spirit
Oh, man.
fizzles.
Give it a shot.
Yay!
On your turn.
Yeah. I think my turn's coming up.
Cool.
It is your turn now.
Oh no. Okay. What do I do?
You feel your limbs move on
Uh-huh.
their own. You're going to move into your healing spirit, so that's great.
Oh, I get to heal them. Thank.
Yeah.
There it is.
What is it?
Oh,
1d8?
let's see.
His
That's
like
what?
his shin moves into the healing
You don't
spirit.
get a modifier on that either. It's just a 1d8.
Hunter's big robotic legs stomp next to Harmony, and you kind of look up, and you see the red glow in the eyes.
Oh boy.
Can you make 3 attacks?
With Kusanagi?
Yep.
Just normal?
Yep.
Alright. That's terrible.
He can kill me in one hit though.
Yeah.
Probably.
You don't have to use any abilities or anything like that.
Alright. That's a,
Actually, what is your reach? Hold on.
It's 10.
Okay.
It's +5.
So you can't still hit Marv, but that's okay.
Okay.
I was going to see if you could split the attacks.
So that is a 32 to hit.
Well, I've got some spell slots left.
Alright.
Well, I do have a blessing.
And a good berry.
And a good berry. Which, honestly,
2 good berries.
You're not a spirit, so that's good.
No.
So the first attack is 10, 21. We're gonna do a PvP session, right?
No.
27,
I think we
28.
just started.
Yeah. 28 plus 8. So that's 36.
Okay.
Okay, next one. That is a 29 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is. Should have skipped this handy.
You know what? Actually, because you can move between attacks, you'll make 2 against Harmony and then 1 against Mari. You'll move back over to Mari.
Alright,
We may get to do that anyway. So you might knock me down right now.
we'll see. That is 10.
I'm sorry, Harmony, though. You pissed Orochi off with that
19.
prismatic.
This one's actually low. 4. So that's 24 plus 8 is 32.
And what
Okay.
was the first one?
I've got 11 hit points left.
I'm sorry,
And
Harvey.
then Mark.
Okay. Oh, this is good. You might. This is a 20.
Okay.
Dang it. I got a 1 and a 6.
You're the only one that gets crazy AC though.
Okay. This is 8. This is really low.
Is it considered OA?
12.
Is that
No,
you
this
could
is
use
normal
an
attack.
action to have
It's not
it.
very well. I mean, I'll let you decide. 15,
Well, we
16,
can- Yeah,
He
'cause
didn't
it's
move
not-
out of
24?
24 points.
Yeah.
You could reduce that with Uncanny Dodge.
if you want to.
Alright. Yeah,
Down to
well,
12. And then after you swing the final sword, Hunter, your vision clears. It was just like red for a minute.
Oh yes!
And you return to your senses.
Oh my gosh, that was
Um,
terrible.
All of, for your reference, so that I don't have to keep track of it, all of the effects on Orochi's abilities end at the end of your next turn.
Okay.
okay.
That head's going down.
So that was the end of your turn, so you can't move your healing spirit. That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Okay.
That was the red one.
And
No,
so
that
I
was
like.
the brown one.
Oh man, I wake up and I'm just like feeling terrible now.
That was the brown
Take 5
head.
HP back.
Oh, brown
I
head.
did,
Okay.
There
Yeah, I
it is,
did
right
that, thank
here,
you.
brown head.
and 1 from my healing spirit.
Right.
That's a really important thing here. So,
That's the commander in this battle.
uh,
Oh, what a
the
terrible turn.
warrior on the rocks next to Harmony begins to cast a spell again.
To who?
It's unclear who it's targeting. It's looking in like the direction of Harmony, Mara, Hunter.
Is it the same spell he was trying to cast last time?
Roll an intelligence or an Arcana check
An Arcana check this time, huh?
with intelligence.
Well, yeah, but still. Arcana is better than just straight intelligence.
I should have made you do that
Natural
last
20.
time. You can tell he's going to cast Dispel Magic on one of you.
Yeah, I'll counter
I can
spell it
do
this time.
I mean, if it's a level 3 spell, I can counter it, right?
Yep.
Immediately.
Do you want to do it then?
Yeah, my counter spell is lower level than yours, right?
Well, I can cast it at any level. But
Yeah, I can only cast it at level 3. So
Do it.
yeah, I'll do it. I'll do counter spell.
Okay, his spell fizzles.
My great.
And then
I don't wanna
he
get
uses his
dispelled.
bonus action to cast another spell, which is a spiritual weapon of a mace,
We'll let him do that.
a giant mace that appears next to Hunter. I think.
Oh no, I agree, 100%. This is good
Yeah.
news.
Uh,
Oh man, that was really
Mace
scary.
appears where?
Next.
next to Hunter.
Of course, it's a mace.
How much damage does one do? Oh, okay, there we go. So it makes an attack against you with its spiritual weapon. Natural 1.
So
Goes
it-
flying, like it hits you and just pings.
It just like pling.
no damage.
Useless. Like,
Look at it.
That is.
Okay.
I need to remember to use legendary actions.
Can I reach Orin from here?
He is currently about 15 feet up, so I'd have you make an athletics check, but perhaps.
Misty step or something, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's also an option. There you go, there's room on the thing.
This system might be better. Let's make sure I don't fail. Yeah, I'll do that.
Come on, Thaddeus!
Alright, that is Misty steps up here
Okay,
and starts to cast Dispel Evil and Good.
alright. Does the effect come into play immediately?
How
How does it work? I've already.
I have to use my action this turn to cast it, and then on my next turn I can. Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, I think as an action I have to do this.
Let me look at the book definition. There's anything extra.
So shimmering moonlight surrounds you
Mhm.
and protects you from
That's including
Orochi,
one
which sort of
action.
forms
Shimmering
between you.
energy surrounds to protect you from banded creatures. And for the duration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiends, and undead have disadvantage on attack rolls
Yeah.
against you.
It is an action after that.
And then, yeah, you can end the spell early by using either of the following special combos. So, as your action.
Okay, so Orin can hear you there nearby, and he says, "Where are you?" And he's just kind of looking around, but he cannot see you because you're invisible.
Well, he will after the spell is cast because I think my
Greater invisibility, you can.
Oh,
Oh, but it's concentration.
is it concentration? Okay, yeah. It's invisibility. That's not right.
So Thaddeus
Invisibility
reappears.
is also concentration.
Is great invisibility concentration?
I don't know if I've taken it.
I'll check.
Oh, I can do it.
Okay.
It's not my turn yet.
I've got it. Concentration. Yep.
Okay, so yeah.
Yours.
Thaddeus
Greater
reappears
invisibility.
in front of him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
says, "There you are," with a sneer.
Mhm.
You can replace your mini with the invisible thing.
Oh, do you appear immediately?
Because it's concentration. It needs
Yeah,
to
I'm replacing one with another.
And Orin will use a legendary action at the end of your turn
Mhm.
to cast a spell.
Do I recognize the spell?
Make your Arcana check.
20. A dirty 20.
Yes, you would recognize this spell as Shocking Grasp. Something you can do.
Oh, I'll let him do it then.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, it's just standard.
Did you heal?
26.
Did I, oh no, I did not heal.
You
Thank
rolled a
you.
26 to hit you.
I cannot get that away. Sorry, go for it. Does this like, do I not get an action on my turn if it does this?
No, it just means
It's
you
at the end
can't.
of your turn. You already did your action.
Oh, okay.
It means you can't do OAs.
Oh, I see, okay.
It
Uh,
just, I
walk
think it
away.
takes away your reaction.
You take 19 points of lightning damage.
So roll that is... Oh, I
Oh, dang!
Oh.
Such fortitude.
Yeah.
And you
It means
maintain
you just
your
can't take reaction.
concentration on the prayer that
So
you
no
cast.
Yeah, no shield.
But
I
you
should have
feel-
cast shield.
Maybe.
Oh, well.
You
Yeah.
feel your body seize up a little bit, momentarily delaying your reaction.
Sorry, I figured that one wasn't a big deal.
Oh, then it's Warren's turn. Right
How much
away.
damage was that? You said 19?
19, yeah.
Oh, 18.
Yep, 18.
There we go.
Warren's turn comes around, his actual turn, and he's going to cast a spell.
I'm gonna roll my Arcana check to see if I recognize it. I missed! Natural 20!
Yeah, you would, because this is another one you're intrinsically familiar with. He's casting Banishment.
Okay, I'm gonna counterspell that bitch. And I'm gonna counterspell it at a level 4.
Okay, it is successfully counterspelled.
No wild magic.
That is his turn.
All I have to do is hold on to the spell until my next turn.
Yeah.
Just easier said than done.
At the end of his turn,
You can do that.
because I've been forgetting, Orochi is going
I
to
see
do
the
a legendary action. The green head that is in front of Mara opens up its mouth, and you can see noxious gas forms in its fangs, and it breathes them out at you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Mara. I think Mara's the only
Just
one who
Mara?
gets. Let's find out. Oh, and Hunter.
You can do that. Sorry, what is this?
Con save.
Okay,
You're gonna do this, I think.
I'm good at those. That is a natural 20
What do you
plus
Where do you
A
get
lot.
advantage from?
from greater favored enemy.
Oh.
And also his primal spirit thing.
Is that 11?
No.
11.
Not today.
11 does not pass, but Hunter's natural 20 will.
20, almost 30, 28.
Yes,
I think.
that'll pass.
Okay. What is it?
Mara, you take 28 poison damage. Hunter, you take 14. And Mara, since you failed,
Will
you
you
are
resist
also poisoned
damage?
until the end of your next turn.
So it would be half.
So I take 7.
Yes.
Alright.
And Mara's poisoned.
Poisoned until the
What
end
does
of your next
poison
turn.
do?
Harmony, you're up.
Oh.
I can look it up.
Oh, I get 5
This
hit
is
points
my-
back.
Gloriana die. I don't want to forget.
Whew. Alright, well, I'm gonna back up 10 feet into the healing spirit, or 5 feet into the. Oh, I need to back up into its spot.
Mhm.
Right. And.
So roll the D8 or whatever.
Healing spirit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Spirit,
It's
yeah.
a D6
Okay.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Ooh! 6!
Above average.
Nice!
She'll take anything.
I will
Yeah.
take anything at this point.
I'm sorry.
And then.
Did you see that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I hadn't considered what I wanted to do next.
Ruh-roh.
But I think, actually, alright, then I'll jump back up on the rock.
So-
And if I cast Sunbeam directly straight ahead, would I get those 3 heads and not Yako?
Well, how wide is
No,
the
no,
sunbeam?
straight, like, along the edge of the thing.
How wide
Yes.
is the sunbeam? If it's 5 feet,
Oh, I see
then
what you're
yes.
saying.
I think it's only 5 feet. It just says it's 5 foot wide, 60 foot
Then
long
yes.
line. And it's a 60 foot line. I don't know if that's all the way.
Yeah, it's not, but you can lengthen it.
I can't lengthen it. We went over this with Prismatic Spray.
Yeah, but that's.
It's a range of self.
Oh, I see.
It's a 60 foot line.
50, 60. You get these two.
How How long is that box? Just so I'm aware.
60 feet.
It's 60 feet. So if I can, do I have enough movement to scramble up there?
Not after you.
Not after I went back. Okay. All right. Well, but this is I can maintain it as long as I have concentration.
You might be able to these three though.
It's only a 5 foot long, 5 foot
Yeah, but
wide
they
thing.
it's a if you do it a diagonal, I think it's like 2, right?
No, that's
No.
Be a single.
In the
It's a single
sorry
thing.
in the
It's a single thing.
Yeah. That's all right. Which 2 are those? Is that the brown and the black?
brown
one?
and black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then those are the 2 I want to hit
I
anyway.
think. Wait, this is
They're brown and black.
okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'll do. I'll hit both of them
Uh-huh.
with my sunbeam.
I
Oh,
can't
that was
really.
black too.
Which one? Are,
Oh, this is purple and brown maybe.
Yes, purple and brown.
yeah.
But
Okay.
the brown ones are the really bad.
Yeah. The
Brown
brown
one is
I want
bad
to hit
for
the brown
me.
one anyway. So sunbeam.
Is that the sound?
Is it a?
Oh,
you
we can
kinda
over
say-
distance though.
We went.
No, I can't. We've been over
Oh,
this.
sorry.
Echo.
Dex save?
I didn't know it was
It's
self.
a con
I was
save,
just-
I think.
Oh boy.
Oh, because it's a.
Hold on. Yeah, it's a con save.
Alright. Pretty good at calling.
That's why I do
24. And wow. A 1 and a 5 on advantage.
Nice.
24 and 13.
Well, the 13 fails.
Or rather 12 even.
That fails too.
So that'll be the second one in line, which is purple, I think we decided.
This is only. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Okay, so we've got 10, 22, 27 points of radiant damage.
Okay, so half for the brown head.
You have 10 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop back down and hide behind the rock again.
So that is. Oh,
I don't like it when he says that.
It's radiant damage. I don't know if that makes a difference.
it doesn't in this case. And then how much is it was? Sorry, it was 27. Okay, so it actually takes. I just did something to myself to make this fight very complicated for me. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, I'm not.
And the purple head was the other one?
Yeah, it was the brown head and the purple head.
Less than 5 minutes ago. He's like,
There we go. We're good. Anything else on Harmony's turn?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then at the end of your turn.
I still think he wouldn't gain one, just from where I'm looking.
Thaddeus, could you make me a dexterity saving throw?
My favorite.
As this purple head leers in your direction.
It's a 25, damn it?
Oh,
It's a
just
natural
does!
20. It's
It's
a
a natural 20. Which is
okay.
what I would have to make to avoid whatever's about to happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna take half damage from this.
Great.
The purple head, I said, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Good roll.
A lightning crackles on the fangs of this one, and purple electricity arcs forward and sort of sparks at you. You would have taken 28 lightning damage, but you take 14,
Okay.
and you passed, so no other effects.
There might be one effect if I roll badly.
Then it is Byako's turn.
It's another natural 20.
Oh my god, look at this guy. That's two.
On his
That's
concentration.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
Woo.
Byako's turn?
Uh-huh.
Byako
The dice want this
is,
to happen.
I guess, gonna attack the brown head, right? This one?
Yep.
Okay, so Byako's gonna go for another swing. That's a natural one.
Sorry, I used some good ones.
You did, it's okay. It's
Claws
okay.
at it, the metallic
Byako
claws
will-
scrape against the scales.
Byako will figure it out.
End of Byako's turn. It's gonna take another tail swipe at Mara.
he is also poisoned at the moment. Am I
It's a
right?
30. It's gonna hit.
And you can't uncanny dodge because you haven't had your turn.
So with the tail, you take 26 points of bludgeoning damage. And then it is Orochi's turn.
Hey, we have the same amount of HP left, right?
And you watch as the Blackhead again regenerates a few of its injuries.
Is it like significant from weakness at all?
Yes, but also it's not like it's fully back up to full health or anything like that.
You really need you stomping on this thing, Hunter.
I
know.
love
I know.
to. I will now.
And then Orochi is going to take some actions. The purple head is going to come forward to Thaddeus. Yep.
Oh boy.
Which color is that? Sort of
Orange.
orange.
Purple head is going to make a bite against Thaddeus. It's a 19 on dice,
No
so on dice, though I said. So 35.
Yeah, he said that'll hit.
Oh, I thought he said that won't hit. My bad. So that is 30 points of slashing damage and 7 points of lightning damage for a total of 37. As it chomps down hard on the side of your body, you just feel pain rip into you.
You say 5 points?
7 for a
Seven.
total of 37.
Okay.
And then one tail attack against.
19? I think
That's it.
That
You need a
does it.
17 I
Yeah.
think, or something.
Okay, just passes. That's great. You barely hold on to your concentration, and you can see the like.
Also my consciousness.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Jeez. You can see the hate in the eyes as it's now right up next to you, the serpentine head. And then a tail will lash out against Hunter and against Mara. One each. So Hunter, that's 30,
Got it.
32 even. And Mara, that's less, that's 20.
Yeah.
So 2 hits?
Yep.
Alright, so 26 points of bludgeoning damage each.
Oh, Mara's down.
Oh no.
How high up in the air were you, Mara?
Probably as high as I can go, which is.
I mean, you can go as high as you want to, but it's
You can go up to 60 feet.
movement, right? You move like in and out, so
So I guess it'd be 30 then if I moved.
because you moved all the way over here, right, to this rock, and then all the way back. So that's like most of your movement move
It doesn't
horizontally.
particularly matter, actually, because Mara just falls to the ground and takes 1 failed death save.
Okay.
Oh,
That's how
I
it
see.
would work.
So you have a Okay, that's
Good thing Hunter's right there with his good berries.
With healing spirit, you mean?
Also with healing spirit.
And then Hunter, you took your damage.
I did.
Then it is Mara's turn.
No, another death saving throw.
I've never done this before.
So just roll a d20.
I think I did it once at the very beginning.
You sure you rolled that one?
They're both bad. Ooh, doesn't really matter.
Hold on, actually, at the start of Mara's turn,
You
I'm
heal.
going to say that.
Oh, you heal 5 hit points?
Well, no, because she's unconscious, that won't happen. But the group of you in the room sort of hear Gembu's voice echo throughout the chamber, and he says, "No, man, you can't go down now. Hold on, let me get someone to help." And
Oh, he fixed for me.
that's actually right.
Man, that's hilarious and amazing. He fixed for you. Maybe Dawn
He's great.
or
Or am I?
yeah.
Here we go. I know. There's a shimmer of light next to Mara, and
Charlie!
a spectral unicorn appears. And it surveys the field and sort of looks around and says, "I knew the time would come when you would need my help again."
Charlie!
And it reaches down and it touches its horn to Mara. And Mara, you regain 18 hit points.
Nice.
And then the spirit fades.
Charlie.
Does she still get the 5 that we normally have, or not?
No, because that would happen at like the top of her
Cool.
turn, so. And then you're on the ground, unconscious, or conscious, but hurting. Mhm.
Yeah, fly is no longer active.
Okay, so
Did that happen at the end of her turn?
Top of her turn. Like that was the first thing.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm still prone.
Yeah.
You can,
you
you
can
can
get
get up, but you only have half your movement.
Well, then I can't do what I was gonna do. So,
You've got some sneak attack targets here, I think.
Yeah, the head in front of me is within melee range of me.
okay.
This head's also in melee range, but I think it's too far
I
away.
don't. Yeah, I don't.
Which one's the one that we want to
Brown,
ground?
which is like here.
Yeah,
Which Bianca was next to.
Yes.
That's
okay.
true.
Yeah.
I don't think she can reach that one either.
I will go for that one.
Alright, so.
She
I'm
could hit
gonna-
that one at disadvantage with the wind
Or
damage.
she could use her short bow, I guess.
Yeah, I'd rather use the wind dagger.
Pick it up.
So, let me move a little closer so I get a little better.
She only needs to be within 40 feet to hit it without disadvantage.
Oh yeah, then
She
you're
can do
good.
that. Because the wind dagger has double distance.
She's still poisoned,
Yes.
so then you do disadvantage.
Oh, hold on. Unicorn's healing touch removes all diseases and neutralizes
Oh,
all poisons
man.
affecting the target.
Dungeons and Dragons show.
That was an accidental thing. That was great. So Mara is no longer poisoned.
Come on,
And I'm
Mara.
at 8.
Oh, that's
Yay!
Love it.
16, so it's 27.
That hits. This dagger
Yes.
plunges into it.
Get that sneak attack damage.
Okay, and I'm getting the brown one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should now.
I had it all ready to go.
Okay. Ready. Finish him off.
Oh.
That is a lot of ones.
That is
Oh
below
my
average.
That's a lot
Okay.
of ones.
Oof.
So that is what? 23 plus 5, 28.
Okay. I hate my calculator so much.
And then bonus action, call it back.
She doesn't need to. It was
Yeah.
the
Oh,
wind
that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
It's
we're
one
not
down.
and one on that. So you still have your bonus action.
So I can do offhand?
It was how much damage?
Now when you throw.
20.
or
How
can-
much was it?
Did he say you can do that
28?
one throw?
I
No.
don't
But then you can't get it back.
Was it
That's
28 damage?
Yes.
28 damage.
Got it.
But yeah, if you throw your
If you throw the thunder one,
dagger,
you can't
won't
get it
be
back
able
this
to get it
turn.
Alright, so with my bonus
But you
action,
could,
I think I'm gonna.
Stab
could-
either.
Duck behind that rock
I
and hide.
want
Oh,
to.
you should hide behind this one.
Yeah. But I want to be close enough to the. Okay, I don't know what's up in the air and what's floating and where I am right now.
You're
but
on the
here.
ground.
There's nothing in the air.
There's nothing in the air. Okay, because when he described it, I thought things were like.
The rocks are floating. Like the rocks that go around the room are floating at different heights.
Okay.
Sorry.
So.
Is this the height?
And then they go down, so it's 10 feet there and 5 feet there.
Alright.
Or whatever I wrote on that card.
Alright, so let's go around the other rock behind that guy. I want to get close to the.
You don't have that much
moved all. No, you
All?
used all. Because you used
On
half.
my
your-
bonus action.
Use half
too?
the thing. Oh, bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
To
she can
dash?
bonus action.
Yeah.
dash.
To dash and to.
Yeah,
You want to go this way?
I want to go behind that rock, behind that head.
This one?
Yeah, right in.
That's just
That's
That is
open
space.
Starry
space.
Void.
That's
See,
just
this
void.
is where I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, if
Yeah,
there's
this
no
is not
gray
ground.
part,
Yeah.
there's no ground.
Okay, then let's go back behind that pillar
This one?
that
So-
way a little bit. Behind that one, yeah.
Well, that one is floating up in the air, so it's
Yeah,
not
so that's
really
not actually
covered.
covered.
Where
This is 50 this is
where I
50
can be
feet.
close to the big platform. That's what I'm trying to do. For my next turn, I want to be able to get up on the
Well,
platform.
why
You
don't you
could
hide
go-
behind the rock you're next to?
This one?
Yeah, instead of using your bonus action to dash, you can use your bonus action to hide.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just behind the one you're right
Oh, well,
next
that one's
to.
up in the air too. Because
This one?
it goes around and they get higher and higher.
Okay. Okay.
Where's the paper next to that one?
I didn't have paper for each of them. Basically, it
Okay.
goes around this way. This one is at ground level. 10, and then they keep going up until they're at 20, 30, 40, 50, and then they stay at 50 till this one.
Oh.
Alright.
I see.
So they're up. Alright. So that head that's right there is floating.
No, it's not on top of the rock. It's just on the ground.
It's
next
on the
to you.
ground next to me.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, these rocks are like way up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for the confusion.
That's
No,
okay.
it's
We're
okay.
getting it now. It's okay.
It's okay. So let me just move back by Hunter then.
You're gonna have to go to section dash.
You'd have to dash, yeah.
And then you won't be able to hide.
Well, I don't think there's anywhere to hide, so.
Okay.
I'm not going to
That's
be there
fine.
very long. I don't know if you're hoping to get cover from me, but
So there's
No, I think she's just trying
I'm
to get
moving.
away from the.
from the head.
You wanna just
so
go
I'm
this
like
way
right
then? Want to go back towards
Yeah.
towards me?
there. Okay, that's my bonus.
How much movement do you have? Oh, you're using all of
30.
it, so you're going as far. Or do you want to go like this way too, or just
No,
like back here?
just right there is
Okay.
fine.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. End of your turn. Orin will cast a spell on Thaddeus.
I'm going to.
Do you have a reaction?
I don't think I've counterspelled yet,
No.
and I haven't shielded.
Okay.
But I wanted to roll to see if I recognize it first. That's 16.
You do not recognize
Then
this.
I'm going to counterspell it
Okay. You need to
at
roll
a
for it.
level. Yeah, just a level 3. I'll roll for it.
Good luck.
Thanks. And this is just plus my con. Right? Or my
For your
charisma,
spellcasting.
I mean. I meant charisma, it was a C word. Okay, well that's only I'm gonna try to cast that actually.
Okay.
That works.
Because fuck everything.
Okay.
Oh,
better!
that is
Way
way
better.
Way better! That's a 23.
Okay, that's enough. The spell fizzles.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's probably a good thing it did.
Alright. And
And we never get to find out which one it was either then, no, right?
no wild magic.
That's what we want.
Yes, that'd be great.
Uh,
Wait.
Oh, but I guess I typecast it, so my
So it
next
should be
spell
my
will
turn,
be.
right?
Yep, it is Hunter's turn.
So I'm gonna heal for 5.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna move the healing spirit, channel it over to. Can I reach Mara? Should I put it on Mara? She already had her turn. Should I put it on you? Who should I healing spirit?
I mean, we're both looking pretty bad.
Put it on you. Because I don't know if I can reach Mara. Then it'll save them.
Okay.
And Mr. Brown.
It's going down.
I'm gonna leap with my jump boots over this head, if that's possible, and try and land on the platform.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
You're gonna get bit at. Like your heels are gonna
1,
get bit.
2,
but-
3, 4. Well, okay, I was hoping to like fly above it, but that's okay.
I mean, these
Your
things
movement's,
have
like,
significant
huge.
reach, so.
Yeah, I can get there. Okay, so I'm gonna just put myself here. Hello, head.
That was which head that you left over?
The orange one?
No, the
Red one, red one.
The red.
Not roll my attack with advantage. I'll take the lower one. It was still a good attack. 31.
That hits.
So from that bite that grabs onto your foot as you pass by, you take 30 points of magical slashing damage, plus 7 points of fire damage.
Okay. Hang on, let me do this math real quick.
35 plus 7?
30 plus 7.
30 plus
37.
37.
That's the magic number.
Yes. Alright, and then, yeah, I'm gonna make some attacks against the brown head. And Yaka is also gonna make an attack against the brown head with his reaction.
Okay.
And I lost my cards. Hold on. Let me find my little note cards because I had to take a lot of notes for these effects that are affecting me I'm not used to. Okay, here we go. That's a 26 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna roll the damage separately for you. Or for each attack separately, I should say.
You're using Kusanagi,
I am using Kusanagi. Oh, I should have shot once with the bow first.
Right.
That's okay. No problem. That's not very good. That is. You want me to break up any damage?
Nope.
Okay. 8, 11, 16, 23 plus 8 plus 35 plus 12.
Yeah.
Spirits. Okay, so 35 for the first hit.
Okay.
And then that's it's cocked. Okay, that's a 16 dice. That's 30 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Anything else I get here? I'm gonna use a maneuver on this one. I don't need to trick him. We didn't do anything with goading attack. We forgot about that. So I have no idea if that's working or not.
Well, that head hasn't tried to. The black
No, I
head-
goaded one of them. I just don't. I
Yeah,
think
the
it was
black
the
head
black.
hasn't
Oh, he
tried
hasn't
to
done
attack
anything yet.
you.
Okay. I will do distracting strike on this one. So the next attack an ally does gets advantage.
Okay. Does he get a save?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Cool.
Just happens. And then I get 3 more d10s. Which I don't know what my third one is. But it's okay. What's right here? Okay. So that's 10, 20, 31, 37, 41, 45, 57. And let's see here. I'm gonna do something else. I'll attack again, but let's see. That's a 24 to hit.
That just hits.
Hey, found the AC.
Well, actually, you're one above. AC's 23.
Alright, that's not so great. That's okay.
Maybe you'll get it done in
10, 15, 18, 30.
Okay, so you leap up onto the platform in your massive form, taking a bite from the redhead, which just its teeth sort of radiate fire as it sort of bites and chomps into you. But you shrug that off and take Kusanagi and 3 deft strikes at this head, and you are carving off pieces of it.
Okay.
Wow.
It is barely holding together, this brown head in front of you.
There's nothing else I can do. I don't think.
That's quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yep.
But the next attack gets advantage. So
At the end of your turn,
that's
So
a,
yeah, already.
oh, Bianca gets
right,
attack.
So he gets advantage.
And he's going for it. That's not very good, Bianca. I don't think he hit it. Perhaps you go in. That's 19.
that does not do it.
Get it together.
At the end of your turn,
Mhm.
that black head turns towards you and leers at you.
It's really cool.
And as it does so, you feel this sort of draining energy, as if the magical force that is sustaining your giant size is being threatened. And I
Okay.
need to roll to see if it can dispel it.
Is that counterspellable?
It is a charisma thing. So it is a 21. So Hunter shrinks back down to normal size.
We haven't even gotten one head out of the way.
Yeah.
And all of the serpent heads just kind of laugh at you. And then that is a legendary action.
Okay.
Sorry, was there anything else for your turn? I shouldn't have done that before I asked.
Yeah, I dispelled whatever that was. I just did. No, just kidding. No, I think I didn't. I don't think I have
Then
anything else I could do.
that happens just fine. The warrior on the rock, who has been utterly inefficient this time, has a spiritual weapon somewhere. He's going to move it over to Harmony.
Over here.
Oh boy.
Plus 7. 21.
That hits.
Okay. Spiritual weapon is normally 1d8. So it is 4d8 this time.
Jesus Christ.
15. That is 22 points of.
That's exactly what I
force
had
damage.
left. So I guess my blessing goes off.
That's true.
So everything within 20 feet of me is going to get a little bit of hurt.
1, 2, 3.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, he's within 20 feet of me.
Yeah,
And then
he is.
those 2 heads probably too, right?
Yes, those 2 heads and him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is 8d6. And there's no enemies in the radius must make a dex save
with your DC.
with my DC.
We'll do Armored Guy first. He fails.
Which is 21.
We'll do Orange Head next, which is a dex of 19, so that's a fail. And the redhead doesn't have to make the save. Wait, is it radiant or fire?
Takes radiant damage.
He will make his save. But he passes with a 22.
Wow. I rolled all 2s and 3s.
Oh yeah, you did.
That's real interesting. Okay. 10 plus 12. 22. So I get my 22 hit points back.
Yeah.
And they all take 22 radiant damage.
Okay.
Except for this guy.
Or half.
Oh, he does.
Whoever saves
The
It was fire.
guy who hit you with the spiritual mace, you watch as he is incinerated in radiant light, and his spiritual form just fades away as he screams.
Trophy! And I didn't even try.
Spirit weapon.
It was 22 points of damage.
Yeah.
Trophy.
Technically, I think the trophy is his. Almost.
Oh yeah, I see.
I know.
Shoot, and
He
then that was a
basically-
bad idea.
Like, I feel like this guy and the poor mage that we knocked off the rock, they're so unlucky.
I know.
Both of them.
And then the redhead took.
It'll be there. You don't. You can't use it. You can't use it anyway until we have a short rest. I mean,
I'll just go ahead and take them out of the initiative now.
good call.
Great. Were there any allies within that radius? I don't think
No.
so. Okay, so this golden fire erupts from Harmony,
That's unfortunate.
disintegrating the guy who hit you with
Did
the
I
mace
lose
itself.
concentration then on Sunbeam?
Unless you fail your roll.
Because I did drop. I mean, I dropped to 0, but did I go
It doesn't.
unconscious?
Yeah, you can make your concentration check, but it won't like count as you going unconscious.
So I need to beat an 11.
Well.
That's 11.
Okay.
Oh.
Just like you did.
I was like, I need to roll above a 3.
And the radiant fire explodes out throughout the room and severely burns the orange and red heads of Orochi. Okay, at the end of that turn, the brown head looks at Harmony.
Can he see me behind the orange head and the rock?
Nah, you're too short.
Good.
The brown
Finally, a
head
benefit
looks
to a
at
small creature.
Thaddeus.
Uh-huh.
And its eyes begin to swirl, and I need you to
But
make a
your
charisma
charisma's
save.
pretty good, right?
We've been over this. This has happened before. Charisma is very good, but I can't roll 1. Oh, I didn't. Does a 34 beat?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So on a failure, there is still some effect.
Oh, this
Or a
is
success, you mean?
Or sorry, on a success, yes. A failure on Orochi's part is where my brain is going. Let's see. Oh no, there actually isn't. Nope, you're good.
Oh, scaring us.
Thank fucking Jesus.
And then it is Thaddeus' turn.
Yes, Thaddeus.
If one actually
Go,
fails
Teddy.
after I have passed like 6 concentration checks to keep this, I'm gonna be angry at you.
I know. So what do you do? Tell me.
Tell the
So
players,
I mean,
I know,
or tell the viewers.
yeah. So Thaddeus like reaches out and puts a hand on Orange's shoulder and says, "You are as much a victim of this as anybody. It's not a hand to release this man."
And sparkling moonlight fills the room in a bright aura. And I need you to make a very important charisma check.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Is this just
And you
a
can
check?
take it at advantage.
This is just a check.
Yes. But you feel Asanahen's power even here, so I'm giving you advantage.
That's pretty good.
That is a 20. Dirty.
Just what you needed.
Oh
Wait, you
yeah.
rolled a d12.
Oh,
For your other one. Roll one more d20 just to see if you got it higher.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
In any
Nerves,
case,
man.
I know.
just what you
One
needed.
of these is the right dice.
You sort of grab Orange's robes, pull him in, and say that.
Mhm.
And as you do that, and the moonlit energy sort of fills the room and radiates out, you watch as he kind of like blinks in a stupor. And then when his eyes focus again, he just looks you in the eyes and says, "Who are you? Where am I? What's going on?" And he kind of looks around the room in a panic.
Yeah.
And then it's his turn.
No,
Oh,
not
you
yet.
have more?
No, because I have a bonus action and a movement action. That was just my action. Oh gosh, I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step away because
Yep.
And movement. 1, 2, 4. Sorry, aren't we?
Why? Sorry.
Because I need this healing spirit.
You can walk through her and
You
get
can
it.
walk through.
Oh,
me,
okay.
but
And
you're
then
not
she
stealing
also-
it from
yeah.
me.
It's on her token, so
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, here we go.
Plus, I get the 5 back from the start of my turn.
5. That's 10. Oh, yes.
All right.
Healing spirit. MVP.
And yeah, and like when he reappears, Dice just shouts at Growth and fight that!
Okay.
To Orin.
Yeah, to the door.
Roll a persuasion check, just out of curiosity.
Don't roll the d12.
You got it.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
A persuasion? Jesus, that's gonna be like what?
That's a 29.
Okay. As you step behind the rock and shout that, Harmony and Thaddeus, you can and Hunter also, you can see. Mari, you're a little too far away, but you see Orin kind of shaking his head and looking around, and he looks at the giant snakes, and he hears your shout, and he says, "Wait, I remember. Just little fragments, but I remember." And then his eyes narrow at Orochi, and he says, "You!" And he points at Orochi and casts Finger of Death.
I'm not gonna counterspell this one.
I still have some very
He
well.
points at the brown head, since it's right in front of him.
Yes.
So that is what kind of save? Constitution saving throw? Yeah. Would you believe a natural 1 and a 6? With a bonus of on Constitution, I think 7. It's not gonna do it. Would you guys roll for me? Actually, I don't want to roll it.
I'm gonna roll it.
Yeah, go
78 plus 30 necrotic damage.
Sorry, how much?
78.
Oh, the D8's roll right here.
Yeah, he's got all of them.
Oh yeah, that's above average.
32, 62.
Okay. The
Now it is.
black necrotic energy ripples out from the electronic metal staff that Orin is clutching onto, and slams into the brown serpent head in front of him. And you watch as it just necrotizes, like all of its vitality is sucked out of it, and it
Trophy
just
for
turns.
Orin.
Well, don't take it off the
Okay.
Well,
yet.
that's also not the brown one. That's the purple one. Brown one's right in front of him.
Oh wait, I was attacking the brown
the
one.
purple one is.
The brown
you're
one
right.
is
You're
here.
right. Yep.
But I won't take it off
Put,
yet.
put the brown one back on
No.
the edge though, because like you're messing with my line, Ben.
It was actually
That's where he was.
here.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It just necrotizes and the skin sloughs off, and all that is left is a serpent skull that then clatters to the ground. And all of the remaining 7 heads screech in pain, and now you can move it off.
Now you can take it off. Wait for him to actually hurry.
Awesome.
There we go.
1 down.
That's Orin's turn. At the end of Orin's
Everything
turn, Orochi knows what spell Orin is concentrating on and isn't going to bother with that, and will instead slam Hunter with a tail.
Okay.
No, Thaddeus just pissed her off. She's going to slam Thaddeus with a tail. 19 won't do it.
No. Oh.
The tail
Finally.
slams
Oh,
against
good.
you, catch it with the shield.
Seriously.
Wow.
Harmony, your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna get some healing back from the spirit.
Yeah, you will.
1 plus the 5, so I get 6 points back.
You're doing so good, healing spirit.
I'm gonna move, I think, 5 feet to diagonally that way.
Okay.
And use Sunbeam and try to hit all 3 of those heads in the line there.
These ones, you count out whether it succeeds at.
Yes.
Orange, black, and whoever that one is in the distance there.
Not this one? You're gonna hit this one.
Yeah, that one's right in
1,
front of me.
2, 3,
No,
4,
no.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, so it'll hit all 3.
all 3 of those. Who are those? It's the orange and the black.
This is red, so that's orange, black, and green.
Yeah.
Or wait, green? The R. These both look green to me.
I feel like the A is green.
A is good.
What's R?
I have no idea.
What's left? I feel like we haven't really been hitting that
Is
one.
that like blue?
Blue, I think. Yeah, blue we haven't really dealt with at all.
That one's yellow.
That one,
Let's take a look. Yeah, this has got to be blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
So blue, black, and orange.
blue, black, and orange are getting hit by my friend.
Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, Harmony.
Yeah.
Nick, I forgot my new ability.
Oh no.
Get rid of this.
You can still use it.
I still use it. He's class. I blew all my stuff.
Their constitution save.
That way I wouldn't.
Yep, I'm making them. 24 for the first one.
That passes.
16 for the next one.
That fails.
And 23 for the next one.
That passes.
22. Still a
Still
pass.
passes. Yeah, that's not bad. And
What's the middle one? Orange,
black.
black, and blue.
28. 28 radiant damage for all three of them.
Okay.
Oh, and half to 14 for the first and the third.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to cast Dimension Door. And I'm going to, here I'll move myself because it's easier than explaining. I'm going to come all the way over here. Boop.
Oh wow. Okay.
Getting out of the way of everything, and wild
That's-
magic goes off.
That's smart.
Yay!
Would wild magic have gone off when I used Sunbeam?
That
No,
wasn't
because it's
cast.
not a new spell.
Okay, so this is Dimension Door is causing it.
Did we say that it goes off as you enter Dimension Door, or is
It's
it
where I was, not
Yeah,
where I
okay,
showed
yeah,
up.
yeah. Alright.
So you're gonna have to deal with this, and I apologize.
No, this is awesome because you get to pick. You get 2 rolls, so it's normally
Yep, it's 2 rolls. It's,
helpful.
this is unicorn ornament rolls, as Mom would call it.
Call Charlie back.
Wouldn't that be funny if I
That would be
did though?
funny. I would too.
This is okay. It's 69 or 44. That's what I want to do.
Nice.
Oh boy. Well,
I feel like it's a clear choice.
it's not though.
You're evil, are you?
Oh man.
One of them is like would be really helpful, but also super risky. The other one is like not
Anything?
anything, but it might be.
What do you want to do? Quick decision.
Let's do 69.
69, okay.
Nice.
Harmony basically erupts with this
I'm
chaotic
thinking
energy,
about
and you see like
Oh, is that-
electricity spark off of her, fire spark like comes off of her hair, and then like turns into like shards of glass that just fall to the ground. Just like raw chaotic magic is exuding from her.
This is gonna be very.
And
Doubling damage.
for viewers, this was 69.
But I have to take all of it.
Yeah,
Every
right.
spell she casts in the next minute deals double damage, but when the minute is over, she takes damage equal to the amount she dealt during that time. So start tracking that.
Yeah. I might kill myself,
Oh my
but
God.
that's okay.
Way to go.
He can revivify me.
And if I'm dead, Dawn right over there.
Yep.
That's true.
And you can summon Dawn anyway.
Yup, go.
Alright, Yako. Which head is hurt the... I probably can ask that.
Well, you can ask that. The one that's hurt right now the most is the blackhead.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say.
black one's here.
Yeah.
Yako's
Do it.
gonna try and do a pounce, but I don't think you can knock it prone because it's large. How big are these heads?
It is immune to prone.
It's immune to prone. Okay, so that means he can't get a second attack. So I'm just gonna roll 1 attack. Yako, man.
Yako slashes at it, but
He doesn't
dodges
hit
out of the way.
once. He's trying so hard.
The
trying,
blackhead then a little bit of its form sews back together, and you can see that it is regenerating.
Yeah.
I can only do math at this point in the night. I did it. And then it is Orochi's turn, so Orochi gets to do something.
Does Orange still get legendary actions?
He should, yeah. He will use the legendary action to Shocking Grasp Orochi at the end of Yako's turn. But he misses, unfortunately. He rolled a 21 and needed a 24. Orochi turns all of its attention on Orin for the moment.
Oh boy.
Thanks.
This head leans into him. Actually, it doesn't have to move. That's great. And is going to make an attack. Let's see, 26. Let me just play Dungeons and Dragons with myself. For a minute.
That's fine.
We need a break anyways.
So Orin takes. Oh wait, shoot. Orochi knows what spell he's concentrating on. Would not do that.
That's the second time he said that.
Because I keep forgetting.
What are you
Instead,
concentrating on?
it's going to bite at. Who else is it next to? Just
Me and Bianca.
But it can move a bit. Hold on. Let me move some heads.
Sure. Rolling some skulls.
There. There. Well, someone wants to get to the part of it. Go there.
Oh no.
This one will come over here. The rest will stay where they are. Maybe this one. Okay, it will direct its attack. I will say at Thaddeus, because I think Thaddeus would be the next most likely one. So, with the roll I rolled, it was only a 10 plus 16, so 26.
10 plus 16.
I'll shield just in case.
Okay.
Can I-
So the bite clamps down on the Moonlight Shield, which holds fast and protects you from damage.
No, it does not.
Oh, it does not?
It goes up to a 25. But the last time I didn't shield, I regretted it.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
Okay, so it does still hit you then.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you take 37 points of damage.
Okay,
That
well, I'm
was
down.
the orange head. So it was 30 slashing from the bite, and then 7 acid from the dripping acidy fangs.
Alright.
That doesn't matter. He's
I'm down.
Okay. And then a tail attack will come at. 2 tail attacks will come at Hunter.
Not Bianca.
Orochi doesn't think Byaku's a threat. Natural 20 and a 26.
Those both it.
So
Yeah, so
the
Don't tell him.
regular hit is 26 points of damage.
Check.
Hey.
Yep.
Zach,
Yes.
you know that when that potion wore off, you kept all
I
those?
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Mhm.
Kept all the what?
All the hit points.
All the hit points.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Dang.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I almost lost track of this, but I've still got it. And one more. 55 points of bludgeoning damage for the second tail, which just slams down on top of you hard.
yeah.
And that's the end of the round, and I think we need to stop there.
Yeah.
Because it is almost 9:30.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
To be continued.
So to be continued at the top of the round with Mara, I will make notes of what Orin is concentrating on so I don't forget.
Does it feel like it would be better for us if he wasn't doing that?
I don't know.
And we'll pick up there next week with the end of this fight and a little bit of wrap up about what everybody does in the remainder of
Unless we all die.
their potential lifetimes if they survive.
What about us trying to have left?
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you to anyone who tuned in to watch. Thank you guys for staying light and playing, and we'll be back next week. So,
Also, before we leave,
2, 3.
hi James!
hello.
We got to meet one of our fans over the weekend, and it was really fun talking to them. And we just wanted to have a shout out.
Yeah, I've got to say, it filled me with so much motivation. To play this fight, so, thank you for talking with us. That was really fun. And to you and everyone else who's watching, have a good night. Bye.
Right.
Bye.